Let me show you why most traders are working 10 times harder but are making 10 times less money. If you make 5% on a $10,000 personal trading account, that's $500 in your pocket. But if you make that exact same 5% on a $100,000 prop firm account, that 5% is $5,000. Exact same trades, exact same strategy, but 10 times different results. I put out a tweet saying exactly this, and it exploded with over 75,000 views, 100 comments, and I got a ton of heat for it. Some accused me of being completely biased, of saying total nonsense, while others said that I was saying what finally needs to be said. So in this video, I'm going to break down the math for why prop firms make sense, when it makes more sense, if ever, to trade a personal trading account. I'm going to show you who prop firms are for and who should actually avoid them. And at the very end, I'm going to be answering a whole bunch of hate comments that I received from posting this tweet. Stick around because this is going to get good. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual math, because this is the math that most traders don't spend 30 seconds to realize. Because at the end of the day, you can be the very best trader in the world, but if you don't have capital, you're not really going to get anywhere. So the original tweet that I outlined showed that if you make 5% on a $10,000 personal trading account, you'll make $500. Now, that could be 5% a month, it could be 5% a year, it does not matter. But even if you are being optimistic and saying that you will make 5% every single month, which I think is unrealistic, I know you're probably used to watching all of those Instagram neck tattoo gurus saying that, yeah, you can make 50%, 100% every single month. The reality is, if you are risk managed and you're not gambling the account, 5% every single month is very generous, but I want to be generous in this situation. So you make 5% every single month. That is $500 on your personal trading account. No, you don't have any drawdown limits. You don't have a daily loss limit. You don't have to worry about payouts. I understand. At the end of the day, it is $500. Now, if you take those exact same trade, same strategy, same trade, same amount of work, same amount of effort, and you take those on a $100,000 funded account, which will cost you around $500, sometimes cheaper if you go for the sketchy prop firms, those same trades will generate you $5,000. Now, I already hear you in the comment section say that's $5,000 before profit splits. I understand. If it's an 80% profit split, that means it's $4,000 in your pocket. If it's a 90% profit split, it's $4,500 in your pocket. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. I don't do math in public, but those are the numbers. Exact same trades, exact same strategy, but 10 times different results. Now you have to ask yourself, well, is it too good to be true? And the answer is no, it is not too good to be true. And it should really be a reality check of how you approach trading. Because when I started trading back in 2016, trying to trade a $500, a $1,000, a $2,000 personal account, the only way I was ever going to make any kind of significant money was by flipping that account. And in order to flip it multiple times over, I needed to be completely unrisk managed. That's why I blew so many accounts. And that's why I'm sure you have been in that same hamster wheel routine of realizing you need to risk a ton to make money, to make a significant amount of money. Because listen, 5% a month is fantastic. It is world class. But on a $10,000 account, $500 a month, what are you going to do with that? You're not going to be able to pay your rent, your mortgage. You're not going to change your life by making $500 a month. Now, I'm not laughing at $500. $500 is $500. But again, with the cost of living, regardless of where you live in the world, it's not going to change your life. And to be brutally honest, a $10,000 personal account is being very generous. If you look at the average savings of, take Americans, for example, I think over 55% or 60% of Americans can't cover an unexpected bill of $1,000. Just so to say that you'll have a $10,000 personal trading account, that is being incredibly generous. The reality is most people don't have anywhere near that kind of money to put into a personal trading account. And so this is the math. These are the numbers. It really speaks for itself, and you really need to, have a conversation with yourself to say, okay, what is my goal here? This isn't to say there isn't a place for trading personal accounts. There is a time and there is a place. If you want to take money out from prop firms and funnel it into your personal trading account, that's fine. I still disagree with that. Why risk your money when you can risk somebody else's money? If you make money with prop firms, you're already a top 1% trader. So to take that money and to put it back in the market which is so brutal, I don't know. That's a conversation for a different day, but the math simply does not lie. Now, all of this math boils down to the fact that prop firms allow you to unlock your potential, to go from being just an amateur trader who really isn't making any money to a trader that can skip those 5-10 years of time that it would take to build up a personal account, and you can start making serious money from day one. You have to remind yourself that the smartest traders aren't necessarily trading with more money, they're trading with more leverage, and that's leverage in the form of prop firms. We've processed hundreds of payouts at Lark Funding, and we've seen it time and time again. Traders will fail a couple of challenges, and then on their third one, which is on average how many challenges it takes to pass, on their third challenge, they'll receive their funded account, and then they'll receive a payout of 5%, 10% of that account balance. And not only did they make up all of the failed evaluation fees that they lost, they're then in profit. And that is simply something that would take way more time with a personal trading account. The very best trader at Lark Funding has earned over $50,000 in payouts. It was across 4 or 5 different payouts. So you have to ask yourself, how much capital would it require to make that exact same return in your personal account? Well, if you have a $10,000 personal trading account, which again is being very generous, you would have to 5x that account just to get to $50,000, and that's a $40,000 return. That's not a $50,000 return. Whereas this trader who earned $50,000, it was across 4 or 5 different accounts. They were 100K trading accounts, so if they cost about $500, it's about $2,500. $2,500 into $50,000. Now, of course, these are outlier experiences, right? It's not every trader that's earning $10,000, $25,000, $50,000, but it's also not every trader who's actually having a successful personal trading account. So it doesn't come down to the trader, but it also comes down to what platform are they trading on, personal versus prop firm. Now, lastly, before all of you say that I am biased because I'm a prop firm owner, I am one of, if not the only prop firm owner who has routinely said since we started the company that if you are not yet a consistent trader, if you don't yet have an edge, if you don't yet feel ready to take a challenge, simply don't take a challenge. Wait until you're ready. When I took my first prop firm challenges in 2020, 2021, I had already been trading for several years. Now, you could make the argument that prop firms can be a platform to help you improve your trading. So if you wanted to take a 5K or 10K evaluation to improve your trading skills, that's a completely different conversation. But I wanted to have this section in the video to outline that there are outlier results, and these results aren't necessarily common. If you're a trader who can't yet manage emotions, if you can't yet manage your risk, if you are gambling, if you are trying to get rich quick, prop firms are not for you. Point blank, point final, that's it. Prop firms are not for everybody, but if you are a serious trader, if you are looking to unlock your trading potential and have trading be a profession for you, something where you could trade full-time, where you could transform your life through the skill and art of trading and not just trying to flip accounts, then prop firms can be for you. Okay, so here's the original tweet. 5% on a personal 10K account equals $500. 5% on a 100K prop account equals $5,000. Case closed. Let's look at all the hate comments, all of the supportive comments, and everything in between. One, I'm pro props, but there are some stupid rules like max loss per trade. In some cases, it means you cannot even risk 1%, but as said, still pro props. And I said, what's wrong with a firm not wanting you to gamble on the account? This is exactly right. If a prop firm has a hard risk limit rule of 1% per trade, where if you lose 1.001%, you breach the account, okay, that seems a little bit restrictive to me. But anything beyond 1.5% risk just seems totally overkill. So that's what I would say for that. What is wrong with a prop firm wanting you to be risk managed? In fact, if a prop firm doesn't mind you flipping accounts and just gambling them, that's a huge red flag. And we saw that with 2024. I'm not going to name the name of the prop firms that went out of business that allowed this, but there's a reason for it. The problem is you got to get funded first and pray you don't get denied. I said, just make sure you pick a reputable firm. It's true. Of course, you need to get funded first. Of course, this math doesn't suggest that things are easy. It's incredibly difficult to pass to become a funded trader, but just pick a reputable firm and you don't have to worry about your payout getting denied. Prop firms are a fraud. I said, you just picked the wrong ones. To just have a blanket statement saying prop firms are a fraud is just kind of crazy. You're going to miss out on incredible opportunity. Of course, there's bad actors in the space, but it's such, there's brokerages in the space now that have their own props. It's becoming such a large industry. To say they're all scams is just crazy. Only if it's not getting rejected and paid, obviously, but there's tons of reputable firms now. So again, the math still holds. I was trying to figure out how you can make such an ignorant statement, but then I saw your bio, just marketing your business. I get it now. Again, this is such a common hate. It's such a common hate comment to receive of, I'm biased. Of course, I'm biased. I do own a prop firm. I do own Lark Funding. But the thing about comments like this is my comment was just math. It was literally just math, objective math, rather than actually debating with math, with an objective statement of just saying, oh, it's ignorant. It's an ignorant statement. Did you consider this math? How about these numbers? No, it's just an ignorant statement. How? How is it an ignorant statement? So that was just dumb. Someone said, Matt, can you increase leverage on the two-step account? 1 to 100 is standard now. Listen, I think 50 to 1 leverage is more than enough for 99.9% of firms. If you're looking for 100 to 1 leverage, I think it's usually a marketing play. Risk managed traders don't need nearly as much leverage as that. And to be frank, if you're looking for 100 to 1 leverage and you want a full margin in the account, we're not the prop firm for you. So 51 is more than enough for 99% of traders. Then we said 5% on a personal 100K account, 5K, 5% on a 100K prop account, 2K payout request. Okay, so inaccurate because the standard payout split is 80%. Like I said, so it'd be a $4,000 payout. 5% on a personal 100K account, 5K. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But who's got 100K to put in a personal trading account? 0.00001% of traders. The pretty size of prop firm is just a facade. It's the drawdown limit. That's the real account size. I hate this comment with a passion because it is so inaccurate. It drives me crazy. When people say a 100K account is really only a 5K account because the daily loss limit is $5,000, could not be further from the truth. I said absolutely not. Yes, there are drawdown limits, but read the math above again. Drawdown limits don't change what I said, which is true. Listen, yes, there are restrictions on the account, but the reason that a 100K account is not really a 5K account is because you have 100% of the purchasing power of the account. If you did not, the above math would not be true, but it is true. So that is it's just such a wrong argument. And that's what I said here. So this guy said 10K personal equals 10K max drawdown. 100K prop equals 10K max drawdown. This is such an incorrect argument. You have 100% of the buying power of the account at your disposal. And if you hit the 10% max drawdown, you lose only the sign-up fee, maybe $500, which is much better than blowing your 10K account. Of course, there's limits, but why would you want to blow a 10K account when you could lose $500 on a prop firm account? I just don't get it. Again, another one here, a 100K prop account is actually a 10K account. It's absolutely not. You have 100% of the purchasing power. Otherwise, my math above wouldn't be true. So that was kind of the most common argument. And again, it's not true at all. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I feel so strongly about this. There is a gold mine for traders happening right now, and it is prop firms. Of course, I'm biased, but if you have math that suggests otherwise, let me know in the comment section. But I have seen firsthand at Lark Funding just how life-changing prop firms are, and firsthand before I started the company, prop firms were absolutely life-changing for me as well. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.